Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock the city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best here out around.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. How's it going today, Ray?
Pretty good, Paul. How's by you?
Forget about it. I'm good. That's good.
Forget about it.
How's by you?
How's by me? Me's good too, you know?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? Hey, do you know that there's 29 days in this month?
Yeah. Yep. It just so happens. So happens I do.
I'm glad you do, because I didn't realize it was 29. I thought there was only 28.
Well, it happens once every 4 years.
Once every 4 years. Can you imagine that?
Yes.
So I got an extra day this year. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have nothing planned.
Well, we'll have to find something for you.
We'll have to maybe we're going to have some more interviews, have some more people come in on the 29th.
Maybe go out and see Mike Tafoya's band.
Mike Tafoya's band. That's right. They're going to be out and about playing.
Called Tafoya.
That's right.
A three-piece.
Three-piece.
For now. But we just talked with Mike.
Yes, we did. Him and Craig, his drummer.
Yes. So let's go see what all that Mike has to say.
Sounds good. Let's go.
And Craig,
of course. Hey, everybody. We're here with Mike Tafoya and Craig Cederholm of the band Tafoya. How you guys doing today?
Well, I'm doing great. How about you?
Very good. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming out on this snowy, cold day.
It's a wonderful day to get out.
So tell us a little about the band, the current band you got together.
Well, I have Craig, and then I have on drums and vocals, and then I have Leslie Diana. I don't even know how to pronounce her last name, but she's our new bassist, and we're going to add a fourth person pretty soon, but I don't want to jump into that yet.
Okay.
I've been doing a three-piece for a long time. I just find that guitarists, they want to just be a big lead guitar player, and they want to do Van Halen Eruption over like some slide blues tune. I'm like going, no. Well, don't you like playing with other guitarists? Yeah, I used to play with Gil. Gil is my partner. He was my peer. You know, he was my equal for years, and everybody else just kind of comes in and clumps around on it, and I just don't need it. And I can play two parts at once if I need to. I got a drummer who kicks butt, and he's King Kong over there, and on top of his volcano, and they light up. So then when he hits his drums, it's like the lava flowing up in the air.
Yes.
And our new bassist, I mean, she's little, but she has this voice like on the bass, and she has a really good feel, and that's what really counts. I mean, I'm a stickler for parts, you know, but man, if the bass and the drums don't happen, I might as well just.
Right, you got to have the foundation there, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, always, and it's like crazy. But so we've been doing this, and this
is Tafoya, right?
Yes,
Just Tafoya.
Well, I had the band before, Lost Boys, but
right?
I hadn't played around, you know, in a consistent fashion for a long time, so I wanted to. And Dave Angel kept, you know, the bassist of the Boyzz and the Bees. He produces and records my stuff.
Right.
Hi, Dave. But well, no,
hi, Dave.
Yeah, yeah. The M&R guys say hi, Dave. But you know, and so doing this band, the other band, I just kept playing, and I was looking for something to play. Now everybody knows that I play rock and roll, but then I did the Bees, and that was a little more, you know, song oriented, and it was really we played like the Boyzz type, you know, style, but we made records that were, you know, radio worthy,
right?
Not just pabbling for, you know, the masses. It was made real good songs. Well, so when I started that band in 2002, I was looking for something to do, and I got reacquainted with the BBC sessions from Fleetwood Mac, and I'm thinking to myself, now this stuff is really good rock, good bluesy stuff, you know, and then they do more Man of the World and these really great songs that are real deep. But I was thinking to myself, well, these are the best songs, blues type rock songs that nobody's ever heard, except for, you know, old cats like me, but they work. And I was, because I just knew if I went on doing the Boyzz thing, people are going to go, yeah, well, whatever, you know, anybody can do that. And I'm like, no, we did it really well.
Right. Yeah, you did. That's good.
And so I just went with that. And then when that band finally disbanded, well, David kept saying, call it Tafoya. And I just didn't want to be like that
Right.
It's all me, man.
Right.
And, but then I found out that it bit me in the butt. The other guys decided it was them. And I went, well, okay, then do your own. Get your own guitar player. And they ended up like, well, no, we want you to play. Well, no, I'm not shoveling crap for you guys. I'll shovel crap for myself. Too old and stuff, mess around. And so then that disbanded, and I just kept trying to find something to go on. And I'd get with these guys that, they would want to come and join with me, but they were going, well, I played with this tribute band, that tribute band. I'll show you how to make money. I go, well, yeah, but I want to make music.
Right.
It's more about trying to be real and trying to have something that people would, gravitate back to. And, and then I found Craig and I talked for like weeks, trying to figure each other out because I didn't know him and I wanted to make sure we have this pecking order thing,
How'd you meet him?
You should really tell him how that worked out.
The pecking order?
It worked out great.
Through our hairstylist, Elise.
Yes.
At Rock Styles.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Rockstar, Elise at Hospital. Anyway, her and her husband, Bruce, who used to be with Eric Steele, the singer for Eric Steele way back. And, and they were really nice people. And she just, I kept putting out these posts. I wanted a bassist and a drummer just to come on, let me take you for a ride. And they're like, we'll help you guys. We'll make this happen for you. No, you won't.
Yeah.
And she got us together and that worked out great. Well, see, I ended up with him. We ended up working out well. And like I was saying earlier, just so we talked a long time about what do we both want, and he owns his own company. It's real successful. And it had the same premise. There's a dichotomy that goes on with any kind of partnership. There has to be a funnel. If there isn't a funnel, it's a bottleneck and nothing happens. Right. Somebody has to finally make be the arbiter and the decider. And he does that with his company. And I said, well, I'm not going to sit around and wait for everybody to make a democratic decision and have it 99% of the time, be wrong.
Right.
Because it's, experience comes from faux pas. And I've made more mistakes than anybody, but I did them so long ago. I lived through it, and we and we both want to create, not just regurgitate somebody else's stuff just to do it,
right?
Right. And we do things that we like to do, and and it still has to be one focus at least, But Craig and I work all the time together, and then Leslie started with us a month and a half ago, but she's getting her business in order. She was in a band out in Colorado. And she just moved here, a little rockabilly group. And I'm not going to mention them because they don't have any pertinence here. You're never going to see them.
Right.
But we're just doing this. And, I'm already working with talking with Dave about recording now. And I have an agent from Chicago, Jackie Lane, and I have another one from Chicago in California and one in Dave Dravina in Florida, and they both book national. And they're like going, Mike, we want to push you. I go, is this like some tribute or a copy band? No, you're an artist. You play, you still keep playing, and you seem to be very interested. I know I'm absolutely interested in these guys, this new band, because they all want to work together. We're all going for a focus. And you guys been together for 1,000 years. How? Because you have pecking order, you know what you're doing, and you all want to do the same thing. Right. At least you get your minds together and you look forward and try to get a simple, consistent vision.
So now this is all original material that you're doing?
No, not yet.
No.
Well,
I didn't know if you took some of your old songs and put them in this.
Well, we're doing one Boyzz tune, and we will do some other ones. But the Boyzz, we might do Lean and Mean, but I don't see doing Boyzz right now because that's just so old. I mean, the only people that really know that band, and a lot of people know it, right. But it's from way back. They're not going to go out anyway. Right. And there's a couple songs, like I said, Lean and Mean, because I co-wrote it, so I can, and it's a good rock tune. Right. But we're doing like old cover songs, but we extrapolate, we take a theme and extrapolate it like they did back in 1970 and 71, where the music was back in that was the halcyon days of rock and roll. I mean, beautiful music came out from all avenues and levels. And so we'll take things like Good Morning Little Schoolgirl, and then I take these songs for a ride. And, Craig just, we work together, and they show off the guitar playing, but it's not like, me just being a riff meister.
There's lots of parts.
Yeah. Well, Tommy Holland used to say, Tafoya has parts. God dang it. Because, singers, they want to sing. Yeah. They want to get up there and sing it. And I'm like, no, tighten this thing up, tighten that up. I try to make like our live thing more like how you do a pre-production for a record. You get all those little details and nuances happening. And but we have lots of parts, right, Craig?
Oh, yeah. Lots and lots.
So now who's doing the singing? Who's doing the vocals?
Craig and I right now. And then we get, right now it's Craig and I.
Okay.
It's pretty equally split.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we even do a Foo Fighters song. We're doing, stuff, but we're doing stuff of mine, and we're going to be throwing stuff from the Lost Boys. Sorry, I didn't want to mention them. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. It's my band. But we're doing some of that originals, and they, Jackie wants to hear some other ones off that, because they rock. There's good rock songs, but I have a whole buttload, that's a better word, of stuff. And Craig and I played through them and, played along with them. We're going to do a lot of more originals, but right now I need to get the band.
Pick the ones you want, right? Yeah.
Well, it's just getting the band tight, learn how to work with me, with all that Tafoya's gosh darn parts, but and doing
as he shakes his head,
as Craig shakes his head. I'm shaking everything else.
Yeah.
So, are there any favorite songs you guys do that some stuff you're doing now?
Well, I like just like asking me, is there, what's your favorite child? I like them all actually. Yeah. I don't have anyone that I don't like to play, otherwise we wouldn't play them. Right. But we have things that are really cool jams that are like looking for somebody, old Peter Green song, then Good Morning Schoolgirl. We do Not Fade Away, where they just go off in these parts, but they bring you back. Right. Remember those old days? Right. Remember when we used to listen to bands go, Humble Pie to everybody. But they would just take songs and then all of a sudden, there it is again.
Yeah.
I don't need no doctor. It just has all this breakdown in the middle, and then all of a sudden, and it's like, that's what I want to do. That's what I hear. Yeah. And I figured out a long time ago, I don't need to do stuff to keep current, because music is, there's only two types of music, good and bad. And I'm not going to play stuff the kids play, because I don't think that way. I don't hear what they hear.
Sure.
And they will like, we have a song that I wrote, Drive-By Sturgis. Drive-By is my Fly Me to the Moon and Europa Santana Drive-By. Okay. I wrote that. And then in Sturgis, and young people go, I like that song. And it's like real kind of melodic. Yeah, it's melodic and jazzy and kind of, Latin rhythmic-ishy almost. But, it's not nothing's overdone. Right. It's just sort of how I feel about playing, and then the rest of the guys I'm with, and now the guy and girl. But I don't know, what do you think is a favorite of yours?
Somebody
looking for somebody. Yeah. Oh, he likes that one. It's just an old.
Actually, you must sing it. That's why.
No, actually, I don't.
I sing it.
I don't sing that one.
It's just it starts with a nice samba beat. Boom, ta boom, ba ba, ta boom.
Yeah.
It's kind of a sensual kind of tune.
It's a mantra. It has this flow.
It does.
Do 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 boom boom boom. But it's against that, and it's just really cool. And then I take it. And when you watch it, we have a video out right now of it, and we go into this whole Santana Hendrix thing in the middle, but it's not going Santana Hendrix. It's me doing our thing, but we're doing this rhythm. You have King Kong over there just pounding. Great.
That's what really kind of drew me together with him, was the melodic part of all these songs is really there. And that's what I always liked growing up. And even today, I like the melody part of the tunes. Although I'm a drummer, I can bang out this heavy stuff, but I want to hear this song, man. and then I want to play the drums to that song and make melody with the melody.
Right.
So that's kind of how we really, man, we hooked up pretty quick. It was kind of cool.
So I mean, I get your point on the melodic thing.
Yeah.
You know, people get a melody gets stuck in your head. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the ear cancer. You know,
right.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So what's some of your background, Craig? Where'd you come from?
Oops.
Where you going?
Oops.
I'm just a Chicago guy. We ended up in the suburbs, but I think I've been playing for, 40 something years now. Always in a band, always played. But again, it's the Chicago area. It's cover band central.
Sure.
And you just gotta, you want to play, you got to fit in.
Right.
So-
Well, you have to do that, like you said, to fit in and to keep busy
And keep busy.
and make some money anyway.
Right.
Try and make some money. You know.
The money was never super concerned for me. I do just fine.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to have fun. I always wanted to just have at it.
Right.
And our local band here, we played a lot.
What's the name of that band?
Some monkey band.
It's Soul Touch Monkeys.
Okay.
You see them all over the place, and they, and they, I didn't, when we started working together, I didn't go see the band. I was afraid of getting involved in all this politics. Maybe those guys would get all crappy, but I mean, Pat and Steve are really, really cool guys. They're really open, and they're still talking about, come on, man, we need to all play together. Let's get both basses and both guitars, and and have Craig play. And I go, whatever, we're all cool, but they're really good guys, and they're more of a cover band, but they're a fun band to watch.
Right,
to
right.
sit and listen to and play.
Are you still playing with them or no?
We are.
Oh, yeah.
We've over the years, we've probably played 850 shows. And in that, you learn how to handle, what you're doing here with the sound.
Right.
And how you handle people and how you handle a room and what you don't do and what you do.
Get out of here. Oh, sure.
And then, obviously Mike has been the professional side of it for many years. Well, to take the thought processes I have, mix them with his, because he's got more of
Fill
the
gaps.
gift. Yeah.
Fill the
gaps.
Yeah.
So, and then the singing, I sang a lot of our stuff. So once he figured out that I can actually sing, he's like, wow.
You don't know.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I get guys coming up, hey, man, I want to sing for you. I kick your butt.
Right.
Okay, sing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And you're going, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially coming from Tommy Holland had a great voice.
Yeah.
And I know you played with Tommy. So
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the Bees.
Well, okay. I was in the Boyzz for 6 years.
Let's go back to the Boyzz, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
I was in the Boyzz all that time, and I was the last one to join. And the band was only together 2 weeks. I had somebody go, "You're not an original member." Well, they had a guy who was a great guy. I love the guy, Rich, but they needed Gilly wanted to have somebody else play with him.
Right.
That played guitar, and I was Gilly's mentor. So Gilly brought me in the band, and the two of us, we just played really well together. Well, the Boyzz ended up turning into pretty much a parody of ourselves, I felt.
Okay.
And I dig the Midwest Kids concept, but I thought it was just, it was too self-aggrandizing. And I just thought that we needed to keep moving. And I had a difference of opinion with, some of the leadership about what we were doing. I felt that we needed to keep growing, and somebody in the band was going, no, we need to do what the audience wants. And I go, ooh, I'm afraid of that. That's like tail wagging the dog, and we're on the wrong end of the tail, we're right up our own butts.
Right.
I see that.
So and I was together with the band 6 years, and it was just so much fun. We had a lot of fun. We worked our butts off. We would drive. We'd work 6 hours, 4 sets a night, 6 nights a week. Drive 800 miles to the next town. We did it for years. That's how we got good. We didn't stay in Chicago.
Right.
And I saw that. I saw bands become the flavor of the month, and then we'd be gone for a month. We were in town 2 months, and we're gone for a whole month.
Right.
Medicine Hat, Alberta to wherever, Aspen. We played everywhere.
Right.
All night. Well, anyway, I wanted to make, we're going to do the Boyzz second album, and we're doing these songs that are just like a parody of we're like a Boyzz tribute band. I'm going, that's not enough. I'm proud of the Boyzz, but I wanted to keep growing.
Right.
And so
I read somewhere where you said you were kind of depressed afterwards, right? After doing, I think it was the second album.
Well, I was down anyway, but I don't know about depressed. I show my emotions. I let it out. I don't stifle myself and develop, emotional cancer or something like that. But yeah, I wanted to just let the music lead it, and we'll always go back. Like the Bees, where we had radio friendly songs, but live. I mean, we were doing like Boyzz type stuff. We had Anatoly, me, and Dave Angel. Right. We had Kent at first for a while, but he ended up. He just didn't. He wanted to stay in town, and he ended up into luxury. But that's cool. But but we wanted to grow, and so live. But we wanted to make a song. Make a song make sense, the melodic sense, and if we feel it's long and it should be, fine. But we don't need everything to be. I'm like going, I heard a melody. No, I don't want to sing that. I want to do my own thing. I get you want to do your own thing, but it's the same thing. And it wasn't growing. And then we decided to quit. I was quitting. Actually, I quit and then gave everybody else an opportunity to either stay with me or move forward with me or stay. And Gilly got waylaid, and he ended up staying with the singer, and it was okay because I love Gil. We grew up together, and I love the singer. I love Dirt, but I mean, I'm not going to do his thing just to do his thing. And so we got it together, and the old agent from here, Prestige, Ed Hansen.
Oh, sure.
Well, he's like, he was sitting with us, and he goes, well, my gig is like a manager. Manager's job is not to get you bookings, it's to keep the freaking band together. That's the manager's real job. And thank you, Danny Davis. That's the manager of the Boyzz and the Bees, who got fired because he didn't want to fire me. But anyway, in the Boyzz. But we were like, he goes, I got this singer, Tom Holland. I go, oh yeah, Dave and I met him with the Pack because we knew, the Hounds and stuff, and went and saw him, and saw this guy who just had this great voice. He had John Lennon and Rod Stewart, in his voice.
Right. I know Tommy had a great voice.
Yeah, and that was his favorite guys, Rod Stewart and John Lennon. I'm like going, and he had that look like, Robert Plant and everything, but he was really nice, and you could tell by looking in his eyes, even when he was drunk, he's a smart guy. I like smart people. I don't know why I'm with him though. But I like smart people. That's what it's about, And I mean, I've been in bands with people that aren't real, high on the food chain, but they're smart enough to know how to be smart. And when he goes, well, I got this guy, and then so I call, and they go, Mike, you talk to him. Well, me, I'm kind of, I can. Yeah, I'm a loose cannon sometimes, And, wow, I didn't know I was that funny.
Yeah, they're funny looking.
Well, hey, thank you. And
says Craig.
Yeah,
says Craig.
I don't care. Call me late for dinner. I'll figure out a way to eat. Well, anyway, so I called Tommy up and we talked, and he's like going, and I talked about the Boyzz. He goes, because he knew we'd been met, and he goes, I know all about you guys. He had the singer voice. So I said, Tom, I'll call you tomorrow. And I called him, and I listened to his stuff, and he had these demos like Not My Girl from the Bees album, but it was with Tony and Hunt Sales, from the Soupy Sales Sons. They were in Tin Man later. Oh, they were his band. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like going, Tom, I get it. I get your pop thing, Oh, no, not my girl. It's like a Cliff Johnson thing. I go, but Cliff, Off-Broadway was like the only band I actually liked hearing doing that power pop that I really enjoyed. I like Pez Man too, but it was the same style. But those guys, but everybody doing it, it's, you're stuck on the same nipple, and, it's dried up a long time ago. Yes. So when Tom came, and then I called him that next day, and I go, hey, Tom. He goes, hey, Mike, how you doing? I go, well, I listened to your demos. Oh, cool. I go, I think you suck. He goes, what? I go, I'm kidding. Get your ass over here. He goes, I like you. And we became fast friends. We found out later his stepson is my cousin, his wife of 30 years, Tammy. Love you, Tammy. She grew up right around the corner from where I lived in Aurora. I moved from Chicago. Okay. So we had this familiarity thing. And then us two, we were the Bert and Ernie of rock. We had fun. And we both could meld our thing together because we both grew up on the Beatles and then went to the Stones as soon as we figured out girls, and how to pee on a wall, Charlie Watts. And, we're going, okay, this is great. And then we just started playing, and we took, like my band, we took a bunch of the old Fleetwood Mac and, the Lost Boys stuff to move on. We had to start somewhere. Right. And we were doing, Too Wild to Tame, Lean and Mean, Drive Me Crazy from the Boyzz, but we went to the Bees and we made a real record, You know, each song had its own entity. I mean, I remember a record exec from Epic back in '82 flew out from New York, came out to take us to eat. I'm recording. I don't have time for this, and went and had a big $900 meal in Beverly Hills. And he goes, "Hey, Michael, do you think that the Boyzz album is really good, but do you think it's spread too thin?" And I knew what he was asking. And I go, "What do you mean?" You know, because when you hear something inane like that, you go, "Where are you coming from?" He goes, "Well, you know, the audience sings." I go, "It's the same singer, same drummer, same songwriting crew, same lead guitar. You know, that's the voicings of the singer and the guitar player and the drums are what you hear." And I go, you know, of course, the bass and keyboards are the same guys on each song. It's going to work. When it came out, it was right when the second music recession, 78, late 78, 79, it happened. That's when even CBS had to fire half of their sales force. And, you know, they were making people do double duty, which they should have been, taking away, you know, weren't buying T-shirts and silk coats for every band, every new guy, and, you know, just to give away to everybody's promotion. It just didn't, you know, and then printing, you know, coming out with a brand new album, printing a million. I remember, Boston's second album, Don't Look Back, came out the same day the Boyzz did. I remember being in record stores having to do signed things, and you see cutouts, Don't Look Back and Brand New, because they had so much stock. All those things, you know, convolution of all these elements just really wrecked it. So then in '83, it happened again. And our record came out, and they didn't want to release a rock record. I mean, they kind of threw out Ted Nugent's album, you know, what was it?
They were more into poppy stuff, and
no, it was just that you know, when punk came out, these writers would say, "Well, this is just a you know, pushback from the audience. They don't want corporate rock." You know, no, he's just a bunch of eggheads with loud mouths wanting to hear, you know, something they can play, which is cool because I like good music when even if it moves me, even if it's played simple. So we and when we did our album, I mean, they were like going, "Well, this is not going to sell." And so they released it in the middle of January, which they don't do anything. I mean, nobody even goes out of the house until the third week of January to sell songs to radio people. The radio people had our stuff, and they were playing it all over the country. KC in Kansas, I mean, in St. Louis too. Yeah. In Denver, they were playing 5 Deep, a Boyzz album. They're just going, "This gets me where I live." And there's this radio tip sheet called Monday Morning Quarterback, and they're going, "This is great." Scott Daniels, our first day was playing it at 4:30 in the afternoon. On his drive. Wow. So. Yeah. And it were played all over, but everywhere except Chicago, they just sent the flats, the front of the album covers. And really? This is back in 82 or 83 when people are going, I got kids and stuff, and I got bills, and I want to buy a record. And they get there, and then, you know, I have Pac-Man and stuff. You know, everybody's spending money. Their entertainment dollar was going everywhere.
Foosball, right?
Well, foosball. I'm just talking about the electronic games. And it's a quarter game, and you know, and they come in. I had people from all over. I mean, California, you know, Phoenix to Florida, you know, East Coast up the Beltway, going, "I went to the store to buy it, and they have your flats everywhere, but they don't have your record." Wow. So I bought something else, and I was, you know, then they don't remember next week they want to buy the next thing.
Right.
And we were screwed without getting kissed. And and it was really, really a tough thing for us, you know. I don't know. That's just what happens. Yeah, you just have to accept it and move on.
Yeah, well, I've heard so many stories where because of the music industry changing and going to something else, that, you know, bands just get shut out.
Well, it wasn't the music industry as much as the suits trying to figure out what the audience wants, and they weren't, and they would rather dumb down, you know, and be safe than give you something you wanted to hear.
Right. Which had changed, turned the music industry around, you know, changed it, I should say.
Well, it made it
turned it around for the good or not, but.
Well, I mean, they're not in control. Right now, no one's in control. Right. So you get these little kid bands come out, and they can sell a lot of merch and make their CDs, and they're keeping things moving, but they don't go anywhere. Right. First of all, they don't know how to make a song. The Boyzz, we wrote most of that album, and it came out in '78. We wrote most of it in '76. We're playing 4 sets a night, 6 nights a week, and only playing 2 or 3 of those songs. We didn't come out and just play all that stuff because we were trying to figure out our craft,
sure,
and how to do it. And I remember me and Kenny Voss, I went and saw him in '84. It was after the Bees broke up, and I went down to Malos in Aurora. Yeah, I went to high school there. And I didn't live there, but I came down there, and here he's there. And Ken and I are talking. We're going, what happened to this music thing? I go, you get all these new bands coming out, and they all want to be original, and you're just playing a bunch of crap at people. Right. We're not giving people a chance to, assimilate it or anything. And the clubs started going from, we used to have to play Tuesday to Saturday. And then if you wanted to break it up, you go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but you had to play. But the locals get to walk in and see a band, and by the end of the week, we'd play Monroe, Louisiana. The first day there, they're going, you all from Chicago, huh? I hear you guys are wild. This is 76. So we get up to our first night, and we're blowing the room up, and we're like just wild. And they're going, well, no, but you ain't going to have that later. And by Saturday, they're going, we love you. Yeah. They're friends, and the place would pack. Everywhere we played, Burlington, Iowa, to, Medicine Hat, Alberta, by Saturday, the end of the week, because people word of mouth. And
right. I know that.
And then Ken and I talked, and I'm going, yeah, so we're trying to book, on Friday or Saturday, and then I don't come back for another 6 months. Right. And then the rest of the time is all these other little bands coming in. Nobody wants to take it, and they have to pay cover. Nobody knows if it's any good. Right. And I think that really did a lot to it as well. It was the way the clubs ran it, and like the record companies, how they screwed themselves. The clubs just turned into, well, they don't care as long as people come in and pay. I remember back in early 90s, I went with my guys. I worked for Gibson Guitar and went and saw a tribute band, some band to Heart, which is in Aurora. So I was living in Elgin, came down. They had a girl. They did like 2 songs by Heart, but they were called a Heart tribute band because they had a girl just to bring people in. Right. So go, isn't that great? And I go, they're just playing songs. Right. They might as well just be whomever, Snake in the Armpits. And I was just thinking, man, this is music is people are, and then and after that, subsequently, all these tribute bands are going, well, we're laughing all the way to the bank. I go, yeah, but you're boxing yourself into a salary ceiling. You're making a lot of money now. Well, who cares then? Yeah. But you don't care about playing music, making art of any sort. Right. And that's what I'm about. He doesn't need the money, so he's willing to go and ride with me. I just found I just knew drug dealers and people that get into a job and they hate, but they don't want to stop making the money. Right. So they keep doing it. Right. And I just knew not to do that, And so they're going, Tafoya, he's not doing anything. Just playing. I'm trying to grow. And I was still looking at the big prize. I wanted to grow musically.
So when was the last time the Lost Boys have played?
Oh, God, October 2016.
Oh, has it been? Okay.
Yeah, well, the other guys in the band decided, and that was the thing. That's why Dave Angel said, don't call it Tafoya. They thought they were carrying the band. And I'm like going, I was singing 90% of the stuff. And the other ones were just, I'm letting the other guys sing it. And they're all coming to see me anyway. And I'm not acting like it's all me, but I'm going, one kid goes, well, I should be the front man and the lead singer. I go, listen, you just want to take over my band? He goes, no, you got to be a little more open, And he's like, thinks he's real, what I'm talking about, my erudite. Yeah. Anyway, he's like going, all the stuff except saying, you got to need to be pragmatic. I was waiting for that. I'm going to go, well, pragmatism, I get, but do you just doing that? I go, and I told him, when you first joined the band, I watched you. I thought maybe you could really take over for me and help me with that so I can just be the lead guitarist. And it didn't happen. So I'd go, Tafoya's Lost Boys. All you guys do that because I'm Tafoya and the boys. I go, you guys aren't in it. Right. I let it. I moved away, went out to Iowa a little bit, tried something out there in Burlington. I went to St. Louis and met some really great cats and recorded down there. And they want us to come down there and play. Well,
I was going to add here, that's why we got along quite well right off the bat. I'm always in charge. I have my own company. I'm used to being in charge. Listen, dude, it's your songs. You're in charge of your songs. Let's work them out. It's still your show. Right. I'm going to play the drums. And then when we're done practicing or playing, I'm going to go back to work and I'll be in charge. Right. Well,
it's actually a break for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's a break for me.
Exactly. Because people come up to me and go, well, how the boys, you guys, or the Bees and stuff, things I was in, right? I can't speak for other bands. And they're going, I don't see how. So who was the type A? I go, all of us were. No, you can't have all type A. I go, well, that's why you have one person in charge. Then he's in charge. He's the boss of how he's slapping the drums. If I ask him to do something, do a different feel, he enjoys that because, I get to do something. I get to think. But I'm in charge. That's what I was. And the boys, I was in charge of my parts.
Right.
You're more of the conductor, really.
Now I am. But in the boys, it was a big cluster.
Yeah.
But it was cool. But we decided a long time ago the audience needs to have a handle. So we let Dirt be the guy, right. And then the guy decided it was all him, which was too bad because we were too good for that. And the Bees was the opposite. The manager insisted everybody be in control.
Right.
Oh my God! Again. Bunch of type A's, one guy in charge, because I don't care if somebody has ideas. I am good with it. I'll flow with it. I play with the Cave Dwellers, I'm helping them guys out. And there are a bunch of old 60s songs. And I started playing in 63. I got my first, 64. But I played all that stuff and I'm going, okay. And people come and see me. And they're going, wow, Mike, I thought I was going to see a Tafoya show, and you're just up there supporting the songs. You still look great, and you do your thing when you play, albeit...
You're in charge. You're in charge then.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
when you play.
Well, me and the drummer, Rick, and I remember saying, I don't do any solos in this band. He goes, yes, you do. I go, they're not solos. Those are comps. You're playing a 3-minute song. I'm just going... And I'm back down to playing. I love doing that. Right. I'm in charge of my own thing, and that's cool. But it's not creating, and they weren't.
Right.
They're original.
But you knew that going in.
Well, exactly.
Right.
No,
you knew that going in. Right.
So
which is cool. Right.
Yeah. So
you just
my eyes are still on my prize too.
Sure.
What I want to do, I don't care I want to make money. But money is a way of keeping score also. But I would love to be able to, bring home fat paychecks. But now it's looking like, even you guys asked me to come here.
Right.
I'm getting people all over the place. Mike, we're interested in you, And right. I go, why? Who's the one who got a hold of me on that?
Right.
I go, what do you want? What is it you want? You're still trying to talk us into the boys into getting me back together? I'll talk to you about it. I just don't see it. And he goes, no, you've just been doing this so long, and you actually not just,
But your name too. We know your name. Everybody knows your name, and so that's why
Well,
and the whole show's about rock and roll Chicago. So.
Yeah. Well, I know, but it's also I thought maybe I'd polish my apple. I should have polished the.
Well, I did go back in my records to see if you owed me any money or anything from years ago, and I couldn't find a thing. So
there's a reason. He's my expunge master. No, but I was hearing from people, that, well, you are actually still, you play better than ever. You look great for your age. I don't make jokes about, I don't say I remember Chip's enough going, hey, Mike, I hail you, and I go, it's back in the 90s and we did a Boyzz redo and I was like 36 or something at the time. And he's like going, don't tell everybody your age. I go, what? So I made the Boyzz when I was 8.
Yeah.
I'm proud of who I am.
Oh, absolutely.
I've done it, but
right.
That's what I think anyway. I may be wrong. I've been wrong a couple times in the last 2 minutes, so, I'm used to it.
So are you guys, have you got any dates booked with Tafoya yet or anything?
Our first show with Leslie will be the 29th in
February?
Yeah, February 29th.
There's no 29 days in February.
This one there is.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, baby tomato. Catch up. And then,
actually, that'll be a good one to get her revved up.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Where's it at? I'm sorry.
In Elgin.
Oh, okay.
The old Dieterle's. It's right down the corner of the old Gibsons on McLean in 20.
Okay.
But it's a cool place. It's fun. We played there with our old bassist, Ron Laskin. But we're going there, and then we play a week later. We're up by the Sycamore Speedway on a Sunday afternoon, which is that was going to be our first one. And then Craig popped this one on us. Okay. Got this fun. And
then back Brower House.
The Brower House on the 13th.
Yeah.
And then we're playing at the end of the month on the 22nd up in Antioch for the Al Wiseman birthday party podcast thing. They have I'm gonna jam with Maggie Aliota too. And we're gonna bring Lan Quinn to come up and play with us. And we're gonna do our set there. That's what we have so far. That's next month. That's 4 dates.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's all we can remember.
So if people are looking for you guys, where can they find you on
Well, they can find
social media, whatever.
Yeah, well, we're gonna we're working on a website now. But you know, I have 5,000 people on Michael Anthony Tafoya on Facebook, and then MA Tafoya is 3,000, and I post there all kinds of crap. And then,
All right.
What's your name again?
Jack.
Mr. Meoff over here. I thought it was Richard Gazinia, but anyway, no. Craig
Keep it
Cederholm.
up. You're walking.
I'm just kidding you, man. Come on, man.
He doesn't want to walk home now. It's too cold. It's too cold to walk home.
Yeah, but you can check on Craig Cederholm, and then we're in his wife Angela Gambino. She does the what's that called?
Kicklids.
Kicklids. They do all the drum head stuff, and
okay.
you know, and does our drum head, and, you know, and that was original concept from me and Kenny Hartman.
Kicklids?
Yeah, Kicklids,
Cool.
LIDZ. A guy named Ken Hartman, who wrote, and his brother Chuck wrote the Chicago Biker Bars book and the Milwaukee Biker Bars book. Well, Ken and I, we got into trying to figure out a concept from that Tafoya thing. Yeah, here it is.
Oh, cool.
There's the Kicklids. And see, like my card there it's actually my hand on my guitar.
Right.
And see, the drum head is translucent, so it lights up. His drums light up, so it really stands out. But it was like, it's going to be called Tafoya. No, everybody goes, what's a Tafoya? I get it.
Yeah.
You know, what's a moron? No. But
That's right here, buddy.
yeah, I know. He's sitting there.
No, right here.
He's one beat off. But
Well, he's a drummer, so.
yeah, exactly. But he's smart. He switched hands to gain a stroke.
Boom. Yeah, wait. There you go.
So we got this thing going. We have a common goal, and now all the we're filling gaps in the right place. Pecking order is right. It's not who's better or anything. You know,
Right.
It's what we're all pragmatic about this. And Leslie came in. Now she played with this rockabilly band, and she got her her music degree and all this, and she plays the pick. I love the sound of a guitar pick on the bass.
Oh, sure. I do too.
Dave Angel, he started off in double bass and tuba, and he knows French bowing and German style bowing and all that. But with the Boyzz, you want to have that thing come out. He used a guitar pick.
Right.
It's like John Bonham. I was in a band with Bobby Caldwell from Captain Beyond. Remember them?
Yeah, sure.
Well, Bobby's one of the best drummers in the universe. Anyway, and he knew Bonham, and I listened to him, and he had that same old single floor, 2 floors, single rack, and old Ringo drum set, right? And he could make that thing happen, and he played me all the Captain Beyond. He did it all,
right?
And I learned groove is king. First of all, just make sure it has the right feel. Don't tell everybody. You don't have to. I don't have to teach a drummer stick hits,
right?
Or the bass player it's get the groove. My thing is about the groove and play in there, and because I get drummers, I go, well, you got 2 bars to fill, so you do 64th notes. I go, it's correct but not right. Guitar players are just like,
yes, how fast they can play.
They're playing C Rancid in the Asylodian mode. It's like doesn't do anything to me, for me anyway. I understand people want to hear that, but it's not melodic again.
Right.
And Elise, our hairdresser, her husband goes, Mike, you're like a blues shredder. Well, yeah, I play I like to go fast, but I don't. I like to bend, I'm not a tweedly deedly, I'm a wrangly dangly, I bend those strings around, but we're trying to do stuff that makes sense musically. And, I have songs that are real fast too, but I have other songs that don't do that, and then songs that say something, and then other songs about cars and girls, and she sucks on love like fuel injection. I do that too, but it's about being serious, because rock and roll is about cars and girls and about your angst about growing up.
Right.
And as a teenager, that's what happens. You get that explosion of your frontal cortex, all these brain things happening, and you don't know what's going on, and you're trying to fit in, and you're trying to find yourself. And so you have all those things, and that's what we're going to be about. It's not going to be one style.
So I've seen on some videos of yours, I see you playing the Les Paul, I see you playing Explorer. What's your go-to guitar now?
Yes.
Yes, all of them?
Oh, yeah. Well, my guitars were stolen. I had a 59 flame top, historic.
Oh, really?
6 Les Paul Juniors that were stolen in Florida, and when I was playing down there. And down there, like in California, no matter what you are, you don't have your tools, and you're just another bum in the sun.
Yeah.
So my guitar was stolen from me. I mean,
I've had one stolen too, so I know what that's like. Yes,
I had my Explorer in the Boyzz, and I had it redone in the Bees, and my Charvel was original made in the garage in San Dimas. It was before the factory.
Oh, okay.
And they were stolen in the Bees, and it was like.
Oh, wow.
And so in Gibson in 2000, I came back, and Dave Timmons from the Elgin, he was general manager there, and he gave me an Explorer. It was out of his, it's one of his, but it wasn't. It was Gibson's, but
Right.
But I changed the pickups. I put in PAFs, the 57s in them instead of the high output ceramic ones. But anyway, and then in 2007. A guy named Hank Edel, he was the sales guy for Gibson, or he was the head of, for the strings accessories division. He was a sales manager, and he called me up and he goes, Mike, can you come out to the Blues Fest, and we'll give you one of the new Chinese Firebirds. I go, humbuckers, and I go, okay, yeah, I'll come out anyway. And all I was to do was give strings away, talk about strings for them. As a little Johnny Appleseed of strings for them, but also bring guitars to these kids. From 6 to 60, come up over to those little Voxer, these line 6 little modeling things that you can get headphones these kids. And I saw that Les Paul there. I didn't ask for it, because I was going to get this other thing. And so I did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with them, right? I was there all day and doing this stuff. The last day, I go, okay, me. And he goes, well, we don't have one here. And he goes, well, would you like to take that Les Paul? I go, yeah. He goes, there's no case for it.
It's okay.
I still have an old Gibson gig bag, and so I used that. And the next year I worked all 4 days, and they gave me just a case. But I got the guitar, and it's the flame top. It's a faded flame top.
Okay.
And it's all 50s. The binding and everything is all right, but I like the guitar. I play both of them. I play the crap out of them. And when the Gibson gave me the Explorer, that was the only thing I had. I do 4 sets. I broke a string in the middle of a song. I just put string on all the bands going, and I get up there and I start playing.
Yeah.
How do you do that? I go, well, you think about it. Who plays? You play guitar?
Yeah.
Well, strings don't stretch. It's the wrap.
Right.
You got to pull that, get that wrap pulling out there, all the looseness. And so I ruined the frets out of that one. I mean, I had a guy out of Aurora who plays real well, and he picked up my guitar and he goes, how do you play this? I go, well, live I can, but it's like, it was so flattened down. There was no crown, and then the edges were sharp. And I go like this ago, so that I could feel it when I'm not gigging. But when I'm gigging, I just do it. And so he got me a set of frets for it. And then now my Les Paul, it frets out in little places, because I don't play in one position. I play all over the neck, and so, but live. It works, but I mean, I need to get that fretted now. Yeah, I got to get a hold of John Gray.
What about you, Craig? What kind of drums you play?
I got a Pearl kit, chrome, 7-piece, and pasty cymbals, and for the show part of it, they all light up. So,
okay, cool.
And with Angela's help with the Pro Player Art kick lids, all my heads on there are translucent. So,
okay. So the lights come through it.
They come through, and then whatever head I have on the bass drum just accentuates the songs, because I'll put a color to a particular song, purple, green, blue, red, and it just sets a mood for that song.
Sure.
And then when the stage lights come on, they actually gravitate to what I'm doing. So if I got red, they'll run the reds, or the greens, or the blues. So
even if they don't, the contrast works.
Sure.
He smacks the hell out of them. And like I say, he's like King Kong. He's up there banging. He's on a volcano, and you see the lava going, boom, boom, bam, lights going up, and it's like it works. It works really well. I mean, he's a strong hitter. He plays it straight, and like that, looking for somebody he likes. I've been playing that song for now since 2002, and I figured it out when I played with Craig. I was like, he's playing his part. I can do the swing because that's what I'm good at. I don't need somebody else to support me and all that crap, And then I just ask him to, this and that, but he can do that and he likes that, And I started realizing, like that, looking for somebody, that video we have, and it's like people are going, well, it's 10 minutes, Yeah, but
it's about 6 songs in that 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it takes you for a ride, though. It doesn't make you feel like,
Right.
There's no pillow coming out. Everybody's like getting their night clothes on.
It's just the old mentality. When you don't know what you're doing, keep the beat. till you know,
Keep it simple, right?
keep it simple till you know what you're doing. Well, once you know what you're doing, you're still stuck. You got to keep the beat.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
The groove is king.
Your job is, my job is to keep the beat and then enhance from there.
Right.
Exactly.
So he's the king of enhance. So once he's going off on a tangent, I'm gonna go with you, and then I'm gonna come back, and then he comes back, and then all of a sudden we're back to the original part of the
that's
song.
cool.
Well, and I had to remind him stuff I grew up listening to from Humble Pie to whoever that extrapolate to Allman Brothers. You know, when you're playing, there's a cycle that happens. You know, every four bars or 8 bars, 16 bars, or you know, then you get down while the jam's going down. You break it down and make it. Oh, I'm going. Yeah, that's human nature. We always want to put things into categories and try to make sense out of chaos.
Right.
That's what life is, all chaos anyway. You know, entropy they call that, and he does that well. And this new bassist, she just lays in there. I mean, my thing is, and he reminds her, Mike's got parts. You got to learn those parts, or he's going to be on your butt forever. But when in between all that,
I said that to her.
Yeah.
Just learn the parts, and he'll get off your case.
yeah. I mean, I tell her I love her. I love what you're doing, but you know, and I hear, but I always tell her, I go, it's the stuff in between. You have a good feel in there. You play in it, and she concentrates on Craig. You know, she concentrates, but I also know she knows how to put on a little show and do her thing, and she's free and she's cute and she's whatever, and that's all great too. But she's a player.
Yeah.
Like I said, hey, you always like this. What your bass? You go, mother feature better listen to me. And she does that. But it's in between. It's she's in the pocket, and that's what a band's about: is getting us all to play together and work it together.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us today. And
Thanks a lot.
talking about everything, and especially the new band, Tafoya, which will be out playing
February 29th.
February 29th.
So they say the 29th. There's only 28 days. I'll find out. I got to look into that.
Then you woke up from a stupid dream that lasted 4 years. Fine. No, and we got a few gigs coming up, and they're
We
all going
expect
to be
some cool stuff coming up through the whole year.
yeah.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
we're going back to Dave Angels to record a song because our agent Jackie goes, "You got to release a single." I go, "I know it's now Singles Day, so we're back to that." David Angel's been pushing me for years. Yeah. He goes, "I know what you want. You want to do a whole album, but then we should just still release singles." And then I'm going, "Okay, well, let's it's all new anyway. We have to go one step at a time." And it was my old girlfriend's mom, bless her heart, and she's still around. She goes, "Tiny bites, baby steps."
Baby steps, that's it.
I go, "Oh yeah, that's true in all our things. That's what you're doing here at the museum. It's baby steps, man. It's like it's a big deal, but it's like you want to keep control unless you want to have some corporate takeover. You know, you got to just baby steps. Well, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That was Mike Tafoya and Craig Cederholm.
Cederholm.
Yes.
Like a not like a cedar home. Cederholm.
Home.
With a little L in there.
Yes. So, but it's interesting and great talking to Mike.
Yeah, it was.
He played with the Boyzz, the Bees, and
The Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys. He's been kind of busy, and it's good to see he's still out there rocking and rolling.
Yeah, out there with his band Tafoya. And then they're coming out the 29th. Good thing there's 29 days this month.
Good thing.
Because they're coming out the 29th. They're having their first show, and then they got a few shows scheduled through looks like March and into April.
So it's good to hear from him and hear from them.
Yeah, definitely go out and check those guys out. Look them up on their Facebook pages. You get more information on where they're playing and when.
Be sure and share our podcast. Be sure and let all your friends know and your relatives.
And we still want to thank the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66 for allowing us to do these podcasts and bring them to you here from the studio in beautiful downtown Joliet. And don't forget, you can catch us on the Road to Rock Radio, roadtorock.net. Every Monday at 6 p.m., they'll feature one of our podcasts.
Very good. So thanks very much for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
Talk to you soon.
Chicago.